Hello, my name is Franklin and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be working on this Kubota L3450 tractor. The customer of mine wants to sell it. He wants $700 for it. He says it was working fine when he parked it, but it's been sitting for years and he's not sure if it still works. So I'm going to give it a check out and see if I can get it started. If I can get it started, I'll give him the $700 and I'll fix it and I'll sell it again, see if I can get a couple thousand out of it. So let's get to it. This is the tractor. Let's give it a run around. Looks like he put some kind of, I think these are aircraft tires on the front here. It's got regular tires in the back. It's missing part of the muffler here. The battery's missing. The radiator looks bent. The radiator appears to be bent up, bent inside. The fan's a little bit busted. It's missing, it's got the alternator there. Something's wrong with it. It looks like the tensioner is missing. Yes. The tensioner, I guess it probably was right here. But it's a little bar that goes across and tightens up with this screw right here and tightens the alternator. That's missing. So let's see if the pump, our water pump turns. It's there. Starter is there. It's missing the air filter, unfortunately. That's not a good sign. The air hose goes here and it connects to an air filter. So that's not there. So unfortunately, it may have gotten water inside. I hope not. Let's check the engine and see if it's locked up. I bought a little pipe wrench here. We can see if it turns. If it doesn't turn, well, it's not worth that much money. We'll offer them about $300 for it or something like that. But if the engine turns and we can get it, we'll see if we can get it started and we'll go from there. But he wants 7. If it starts and runs, I'll give him 7. If it needs more than that, I'll try to talk him down a little bit. Hey, the engine's free. It turns. Let me try one more time. Look at the fan, see? It turns. So good. The engine is not locked up and it felt like it had a little bit of compression too. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to spray some lubricant in there. Some PB Blaster or WD-40. Oh no, I'll get some diesel. I'll spray some diesel in there and make sure the valves get lubricated first before I try to start it. And we'll keep looking around first. That pump is there. That's the pump that operates the functions and the lift and everything. It's got the filters in there and the fuel tank. Yeah, okay, the fuel tank's here. It's got a line. It's clear. Those are not original lines. Somebody probably add these on. Those are not fuel lines. They look more like for wipers. And there's no diesel in there, so we'll need some diesel and we'll try and start. This is for the water. Water for the radiators, that's okay. It's not missing, doesn't have, should be a hose that comes up here and goes into there. So let's take a look at it here. Okay, I don't know. This is your lever for forward, reverse, and neutral, or no? Yes, this one's for forward, reverse, and neutral on this side. This is probably for lift or something like that. Okay, gas and brakes. Okay, got the 3-point hitch here in the back. It's all there. So, it may need hydraulic oil. Oh, here's that hose that goes up in the front right here. So this is that one that goes from the water hose, from the top of the water pump to the radiator. And that one there is going to be for the PTO right there. Okay. Also, it's stand. That's probably going to be a clutch right there. But we'll take a look at it. What we'll do first is we'll get something to spray in here, some lubricant, probably some oil, lubricate it, some PB Blaster and some diesel, and we'll get a battery and see if it'll. And we'll have to get some diesel because we're out of diesel. It doesn't have an ignition switch, looks like, so we'll have to start it. I guess right here at the starter, looks like. And then, how do we cut it off? We'll think about that in a minute. But for now, let's get some stuff together and we'll get to testing it out. Okay, that tractor does not have a battery in it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check it. We're going to put it on DC voltage. See if you can see that. I put it on DC. Oops, wrong one. Up there. That's for checking batteries. DC voltage. And over here, the red one on the positive, black one on the negative. It reads 12.24. Okay, I've got a diesel tank here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pour some in the tank here. The tank looks okay, but it's empty. So I'm gonna pour some of this diesel in there to get it, just enough to get it, we can test it out. I got some PB Blaster. This is like a rust eliminator, emulsifier, but also with lubricant. I'm gonna spray it in there because you can see there's no hose here. So the water and rain probably got in there. But I did check and the engine is free. So I'm just gonna spray in there and then I'll spin a little bit with the wrench to make sure that's, just in case there's a little bit of rust in there, it won't damage the rings anymore. Put a good bit in there. It'll help lubricate the valves and everything too, a little bit. It's been sitting around for, he said, about 1.5 years, so we'll see. And then from there, I was able to get this battery I had laying around in my shop there, in the back of my truck. So the terminals are no good, so I'm gonna end up using vice grips to hold them together. So we'll get that done right now. Let me put the camera up. Okay, these battery terminals, this is the negative here, but you can see it's broken off. So I'm just gonna put some vice grips on it for now, temporarily. And if it works, I'll buy some new ones. But I don't want to spend any money if I'm not gonna buy it. So put some vice grips on it and hold it tight like that. Okay. And this is the positive one here, and it's not gonna reach. Shoot. So we're going to pull a battery out here and set it on the side. Let me get the, you know what? Let me flip the battery around. Let's do it that way. Give me a second. I'll take this one off. Okay. Let's see if we can pull the battery out and just flip it around. It might reach that way. It's in there pretty tight. It's kind of too big for this machine anyway. It's just to test it out. Okay. Flip it around. This way the positive will be on that side, and hopefully it'll reach up way up there. Because just for a quick test anyway. Okay, let's go back over there. Okay. Okay, this one is the positive. Doesn't fit, doesn't reach, so we'll have to move it back a little bit. Oh, what's up on that thing there? Yeah. Almost reaches, but not quite. Let me see what we can do. Pull it out some more. Here we go. Right here. All we want to do is test it to make sure, see if the engine's any good or not. See if it's worth, the guy wants to sell it for $700. So we are going to check it out and see if it works. Okay, now let's get the other side. Okay, where's that other wire at? It's on the ground. Here we go. This one here is the ground. I'll have to get it over there some way or another. Put it to the bottom. I want it to hit the cables or anything. Okay, it's on there. Okay. For the ground, we'll use this other crescent, this other vice grips temporarily, just to check it out, to see if it's going to work or not. Okay, it's not hitting anything, so it should spin. Okay. Alrighty, what's next? Okay, we sprayed that. Now let's put some diesel in the diesel tank, and we'll go from there. That should do it. Okay, we'll take this out of here for now. Okay, let's see. That should be enough to get it going if it's coming down. Let's see. Should be a fuel line. This one here. Okay. Let's check this line here. See if we got fuel coming out. Okay. Okay, we'll check this line here. This is the line that comes from the fuel tank down. I only put a little bit in, maybe a little bit more, because it looks like it may have a leak somewhere. Okay. Okay, yeah, I see it leaking at the bottom, so it's getting fuel. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, that one goes here. I see it dripping, so it's getting fuel there. Okay. What we want to do is get a wrench to loosen these up, and then we'll crank it. Is there a key? Ignition switch? There is, but the fuel shutoff is this. Right here. So that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll get a, uh-oh. It's too loose. It might, I think it may be stuck or something. It might be okay. We'll see. Okay. We will get some wrenches to loosen up these and bleed the air out first. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to loosen up these lines here. I don't know if you can see those or not. Let's go up a little bit. There you go. See these lines? This is a diesel line. There's four. This is a 4-cylinder diesel engine. And the lines, let's move it over here a little bit. This is your fuel injection pump right here. As the engine turns, it shoots fuel through each one of these little tubes to each cylinder. Right now they have air because it hasn't been running. So what we're going to have to do is loosen up each one of these, loosen them up, and then crank it until diesel. Would it happen? Would it not? Okay. So what we're going to do now, we'll loosen them up. Wrong wrench, only a 3/4 inch wrench. Be right back. Okay, now these two lines here, this one and this one, appear to be brand new, so someone's actually changed these recently. It's had a silver looking, and these are all corroded and rusted. So someone replaced these. Someone's been working on the engine. Normally it's an 11/16 wrench, but this was a 3/4, so that's how someone's been working on it. So we'll loosen them up so that when the diesel starts coming in, the air will come out, because it won't start with air in the lines. It needs to have diesel and compression. Okay, so we'll loosen them all up, and as soon as we get diesel up to the top, then we'll close them up. Okay, let's loosen them up good. Normally you don't have to take them off completely, just loosen them up. When you see the diesel come up to the top, then you're okay. Okay, so these are all loose. We got diesel to the fuel pump, and it's tight. So what we want to do now is we want to give it a hot start jump from this other side. Take this over here. Now this here is the starter right here. As you can see, there's usually 2 wires on the starter. One big one and one small one. You can't see because of the thing. I don't want to cut the guy's grass, but you see you have this one. That one goes directly to the battery. And there usually is one more, a small one. See this little tab right here? I don't know if you can see that. This little tab here. This is the one that actually comes from the switch. When you turn over to the right and crank, it sends 12 volts to this one and makes it crank. But since this one here is 12 volts right next to it, we should be able to just jump that one to that one and make it crank. So let's do that. We'll do it this way. Hopefully the battery is moving. Okay, it barely moves, so it could be tight because it's got water in it, or it could be the battery's not very good. Uh-oh, I saw something, some smoke coming out or something. Oh, that's coming out of the manifold. Okay, let's see. Let's try it again. Okay, let's get some jumper cables and try to jump it off with something. Because it could be the starter, might be a little bit weak. The engine, I was able to turn it with the wrench, so it should be okay. Let's see if the air bled out of the system while we're here. Okay. Okay. No diesel came out yet. They're still dry. When they get wet and they start working, you'll see diesel shooting up out of those. And let's see. These lines here, I don't know if they have diesel in them yet. Probably not. This is should be, okay, let's stop. So it needs to be that way, actually. It was turned off. So let's get a jumper cable and see if we can get it going. Okay, I have put on the battery charger. I'll let it charge about 15 minutes. I disconnected this, but I want the fan to turn, the water pump to turn, because there's no water in it. And there's no fuel coming out of the bleeder yet, but let's give it a try to see if it's gonna work. Hey, it's working. It started. That's a good start. Okay, well, let's take a look at it now. See if it's got fuel up there. A little bit. Let's see. I don't think I see any return. Oh, I see some fuel in there, but not much. It's still. Oh yeah, I see. It's gonna need some more cranking, I guess, to get up to there. Okay, let's go. Let's check out let me purge the lines, make sure you got no air in them. Let's give it another shot. Oops. Oops. Let's see. Okay, see the fuel. Okay, great. You see those lines right there? See all the fuel coming out of here? See how it's wet? See how the lines are wet? That means it's got the diesels up here. So the injection pump is working. I saw it shooting out of there pretty good. So we got fuel up here. I better not run it too much because he might try to jack the price up on me. He's watching me. So let's just tighten these up. Give it one more test to make sure there's no knocking or anything. Let me see, that going there good? Yeah. I'll make sure I get it on there good. Okay, that's good. These lines here are new. You see this one right here? Look how it's silver. This line's new. And this one here and this one, you see how old they are in blue? Yeah, someone's already been working on it, so it's probably working. Okay. As long as the engine works, I won't try any functions because they're going to try to jack the price up on me. We'll just see if we can get the engine to work. If the engine sounds okay, then we'll go ahead and buy it. And we'll worry about the other stuff later. Fix it, and we'll put it up for sale. And I've seen the covers. He has all the covers, the side, and the hood over there inside of his barn. Let's just try one more time. And then if it works, we'll call it good and we'll give him his money. Want to change his mind. He isn't here started up yet. So we want to start it up and get out of here. There she goes. We don't want to get that caught in there. Let's take this off. Probably don't need this anymore. Let's try one more time here. It's been a little bit low still. Okay, I'm not sure if this accelerates. Okay, we'll try one more time. It starts up and runs. We'll leave it like that. I don't want to run too much because it doesn't have water in it, and we don't want the guy to jack the price up on us either. So I actually started to move. It tried to move, so it actually drives too. And we'll check all the functions and everything later. Let's call it quits right now. Let me go see if I can work out a deal. Give the guys money. The customer told me that the covers and the side panels are over here laying in the bushes. So I guess that's them. Kubota 3450, yeah. That's like one of the side panels. Hope there's no snakes down there. That's a side panel. Oh, that's the hood right there. I don't know what that is. They're pretty ratty though, so may end up having to get some new ones. But we'll see what we can do. The side ones don't look too bad. I'll have to take them to a friend of mine that does body work and we'll see what it says. Then we'll get it fixed up. Hopefully we can fix it up real nice and get it sold. Okay, let's take another walk around. PTO looks good, tires look good. So I put on the battery. I was off the starter and I disconnected the alternator and the water pump so I wouldn't run. I charged the battery up a little bit. So it's gonna need a lot of work, but I was able to get it for $650. You know, they always put you to talk them down a little bit, they mark it up. This is the shut off here. I have to do some work on that. Oh, that's this right here, I guess. That's the fuel shut off, but it's not supposed to be like that. We have to change the fuel lines because it should have the regular fuel lines. These are more like, I think for windshield wipers or something like that. And this here is an electric shut off, so you can cut it off with the key, but it's not even connected. That thing is probably no good because the ignition switch is not wired. The harness is just torn all to pieces. We'll have to do something about this. Get a new fan. The radiator, we'll have to get a radiator. That's pretty much shot. Get a smaller battery. And then it tried to move, but I didn't want to do that in front of the customer because I don't want to jack it up on the price. So we'll worry about that. But he said it was working when he parked it years ago. And the engine ran good. And what we'll do is we'll check all the hydraulics and everything, check all the levels, and we'll get it back to the office. And then we'll put the air filter back on, fix all the little stuff, and probably get some front tires to get these airplane tires on it. And then we'll see, it needs a lot of body work too. But for $650, it's not too bad. So what we'll do is get it going and we'll have it for sale. If we can get $2,500 out of it, $2,500, we'll be happy. Okay. Thank you very much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you don't mind, take a second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like it at all. I really appreciate it and it helps with the algorithms. We'll see you in the next video.